Welcome to another episode of Pitchside podcast. As Nays will say, the guest, great guest as usual. The
lineup is good.
The lineup is good.
On that match day squad.
Yeah, I think. How are you, my friend?
We're good, Modise. How are you?
Nah, nice to see you
Good,
as always.
Good.
Before we get into the first game of the season in the league.
No, man,
What changes?
yeah.
What happened?
What changes? We can
Same thing.
From now on, like you got 1, 2, 3. But anyway, put a question.
So like we played a very important game.
What ice? Google Earth. The general.
Okay, the general again.
Yeah, general.
Google Earth again.
All right. Nugget lava navigate.
Oh no.
Okay, navigate.
Yeah, navigator sharp. That's funny.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I mean, guys, we're looking back at to the game that we had against Themba Swallows.
Maswai.
Yeah, we playing at a familiar surrounding. You know the importance of the competition, which is the Champions League. What's your overall performance of the team on that day, especially going into an unknown entity to say, or because sometimes those are the games that we go for granted because maybe they're not more or less on the same level. So what's your overall performance on that game?
I think the performance was good when I'm in every department, looking from when Ronza started the match, because Ronza was out for quite some time. So to see him starting the match, that I think was one positive where I believe continuity will occur.
Yeah.
Of course, there were a lot of changes in the lineup. The young Tiyani started in the back four. So I think when I look at the overall performance of every individual, was worthy of winning that football match. And it goes back to, as a team, what do you want to try? What do you want to achieve in the Champions League itself, and overall the season? Because once you have a team that is on one page in terms of how you want to do things and how you want to achieve certain things in the season, then you are really gunning for a proper good season, because then everyone knows their roles. Everyone knows that even if they can pull me out of the bench or the stand, I still have to perform my duties based on how we play on that particular time. So I think that was a performance that I believe going forward we should use that as a reference, especially some of the players that will never be regular in the system.
And Sugar, when you look at also other players being integrated into that lineup on the day, I think it was a lineup that also maybe shook so many people, because we saw, so try to see certain names on the bench, certain names on the pitch to be able to play. And then what's your take when you first saw the lineup coming out?
For me, when I saw the lineup, it was very encouraging, because you have a lot of people who have played in the competition for the longest time. You could see the approach that came from Lebo Maboe, for example, after not playing as regular but when it comes to the Champions League, you know what to do. And the link between him and Tapelo was clear, because it was not a matter of getting the job done. In that stage of the competition, you need just to get the job done. And it worked out very well. You could see the runs Tapelo was making. They were not as patient as normal as Mamelodi Sundowns, but they were ruthless. They were going in at Swallows all out, and that gave the confidence, because the more we score the goals, the more the confidence, then we begin to play. If you remember years back, that's what we used to do ourselves. We make sure we get those goals in time, so that we are able to play, and the whole team is confident. That's where you end up seeing Coach Mangoba giving the younger ones a run, because the job has been done. And seeing that lineup, like Skip was saying, having Ronald in the goals brings a different dimension, because of his patience and his confidence on the ball. He's not afraid to play in tight spaces, and the system works out, because we've got a goalkeeper who can actually do what no other goalkeeper can do. He can pass the number 10 from his own goal. So it gives us that extra man in the field of
In the
play.
build-up, yeah.
Yeah, so the organization, the confidence, the leadership that he brings, it gives even the back four some confidence. The young Tiyani was there, played like a solid rock, like as if he's a experienced player in the campaign. So because you've got a solid goalkeeper who doesn't only play with you, but he also helps you to play your role perfectly. So I was really excited when I saw Renas starting and getting a run, scoring on top of that, and getting Ribeiro back on the scoring sheet. Something that we truly really needed, and he's been hitting the post, he's been trying, and you could see the frustrations throughout the beginning of the season without scoring the goals. But now when he starts, then the ball starts rolling well, and the team gets to where we want it to be.
Because I guess also like from the streets, I think that was the biggest concern when the season started, when Mamelodi Sundowns wasn't scoring, especially in the cup competition MTN8. There was no goals from Mamelodi Sundowns. I think that was the biggest talking point. That okay, we can see, but it's surprising that Sundowns doesn't score. So it was so encouraging to see the number of goals that have been scored, irrespective of who you play. And I think also like maybe comes to my second question before we come back into the first game of the league. So then now that you play the first game, Champions League, and then you're going again in the same pitch as well against the same opponents, what will be the approach now? Because now you have 4 goals in. What will be the approach, and what type of players would you think you can use?
There's one guy who would say, don't be stupid. Don't be stupid.
Don't take it for granted.
Don't take it for granted.
Yeah.
Don't be stupid.
Yeah.
Don't be a crocodile that is full now.
Yeah.
No. Get the job done. How you started. Maintain that momentum, because you're not only sending a message back home, you're also sending a message throughout the whole competition. That whoever is in our group must know that when you come to South Africa, there is an element of goals, there's an element of dominance, there's an element of playing a very, very solid team. So don't be stupid.
But what I liked about the previous match is the fact that we managed to score goals, freely so. And the people that we wanted them to score, they did so. And strikers, they rely or they strive on confidence. The last match, we were speaking about the reference. The strikers, they rely on that. How I managed to control in the box and manage to score. Rangers will strive on those moments. Ribeiro, for instance, he wants to know, if I did that last match, I need to obviously try to get there a second later or a second late. So those moments, they really play into your mind. And I think to see the 4 goals that we scored, it really broke the ice, because the strikers, if they are not scoring, they feel like they are not doing the job, because that's their job. So I think we can easily say, with the chances that they've missed or in the previous matches, of course they will hunt them, because when you're home, it's like when you are home and you'll be like, in this match I've managed to score like this big chance, I missed it. Why? You want to find out those questions, but you find out that the moments were not the same, but it's just that the ball came more or less the same. So the different technique needs to be applied on the particular moments, but strikers they don't want to take that into consideration. They want to hit the back of the net. So
that's it,
I liked seeing the striker scoring, and I just knew that in the next match they will strive for that, and even the next match I believe there will be goals, and goals is the reference of what happened in the last match.
Fantastic. Lorona, like we remember we made a prediction about the fixture itself on the 2 legs. And you said 8 and I said 6 goals. And for the fact that I'm 2 shy away and then you're 4. So it'll be very interesting to see how the second leg pans out. And just continuing from that, you look at the lineup, because I think that was the question that I raised a little bit earlier. Look at the lineup. Now you come back playing your first league game of the season. You are the title holder. You're on the quest to defend your title. And then you play against your neighbor, which is Supersport United. You all know the difficulties of playing Supersport United. With a very, very good coach, Gavin Hunt, playing at home. There's pressure already, right? And now the lineup, it's only, one change from the previous lineup that played Mabunda Soilers. You're coming into the league. What was your impression? Because then, in my mind, when I looked at the lineup against Mabunda Soilers, firstly, I was like, okay, maybe the key players, they're being rested because of the national team. Because maybe there won't be like more pushback from Swallows the quality. If there is a pushback, our quality will forever show up. But now you're seeing the same lineup with just one change, with Shalule being introduced, and then the key players are also some are on the bench, some are also not even starting. What is your impression? Just before we speak about the performance, from the lineup itself, from the continuation of Mbabane Swalow's lineup.
I personally liked the lineup in a sense of reward.
Okay.
The coach was really happy with the performance, especially after the games we played in the MTN8, and there was a lot of uproar, and then you brought in players that I also don't think they were anticipating to be given that run, especially on the day. But they delivered the result that was needed, and the performance was also delivered individually, because you could see that they are raising their hands to say, we also want to play. And after such a brilliant performance, it's only fair for the coach also, because he gets a headache now. How do I then take them out after such a good game in the beginning of the season, thinking back that I've tried I'm still trying to find the right system that will work, and he rewards them for their good performance. And also the supporters were also happy to get that result. It brought a lot of peace and calm to the whole Yellow Nation, and seeing them given another opportunity, they went again. And it shows a level of appreciation also from the coach to say, okay, I can see you love the club, you want to play, and just to appreciate the effort you made last game, go again.
Yeah.
Show us if it was a fluke or it's consistency.
Yeah, and also, like, maybe comes back to what I was thinking, and I want to ask you, Hlompho, your assessment on the two debutants, Reyners, who's the first league game for Mamelodi Sundowns, playing against his also former team, which is SuperSport United, and Tiyani again being given another chance, but it's his first home game in the new season. What's your overall impression, if there is, or your overall performances from them from the game that you saw?
You know, funny enough, before the match, I was with Sugar when I was doing one of the interviews. I was telling the guy that Reyners is going to score today, and I said that because Reyners is a box player. He's something that he's thriving on. He knows that box. Anywhere else is not going to be useful for us. You know what I mean? Because we've got players that we can establish play. I just knew that it doesn't need so many opportunities, Modise. I don't know if you've played with a striker that can just take a chance anytime. That kind of a striker is Reyners now, where he doesn't have to, he knows how to finish with first touch. He knows how to control and even to compose himself in the box. So he's even dangerous when he plays with people who can establish plays, who can create chances like
heel extension. Give me the heel extension on my car.
Guys, that kid is something else. But anyway, so the overall performance, it's a reference of the last match. You played with these people, of course you trained with them, but in a match is different. But the match, you feel that feeling, if I'm here, they can find me here. And it comes out in a match of that nature. It means then there should be a consistent level on how we receive balls and where I should receive balls. So Reyners gave us what we could say when in the stats people will be like a 60% performance. That is solid for that kind of a match, because it wasn't a smooth match.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Tiyani is solid. What I like about him is he's still naive, he's brave and comfortable on the ball. I was worried about that, to see how is he in a pressure match. He can take pressure. He's a young boy who knows how to play football. Of course, he will be learning some of the things as the game or the season progresses, because I believe when you receive on the line, you should be able to see the line or even see the opponent that is coming. But with that, they go with time and coaching and a lot of matches that we play. Players improve with matches. With that performance, if I was a coach, I was going to give him another 90 minutes next time, because I believe
building momentum.
he got the momentum and he's comfortable. You know, when a player comes into a new team, sometimes, you know, they take
a little
time
bit of nerves
to...
and take time
But
to
with
adjust.
him, I don't think he was nervous, and maybe the age allows him to be that naive and, you know, be young and face a situation like that. If he's not being young, then he's the player for us to help us in, you know, where we don't need your Modiba, who is going to come as an inverted because he can play as a typical fullback. Yeah. I saw little glimpses of Mudledle in my... I was like, is it this Mudledle? Yeah, you remember, because he's not afraid to go into tackles. And when you play for a team like Sundowns, the only thing that you can give is to give us something that we don't have on the bench or in the field. And that a little bit of aggression at the back, we needed it. And to win duels as a youngster or as a fullback, have a job you can keep a clean sheet.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the most impressive things as well, just to keep the zero behind.
Oh yeah,
because that gives a lot of confidence going forward. And I think most will say that watch the game. Some will say it was a game of two halves. But also some will say SuperSport has done so well in the first half to minimize the chances that Sundowns try to create or the chances that Sundowns try to convert. And I want to know from you, Sugar, what's your assessment in the first half for Mamelodi Sundowns, and you should Hlompho about the second half, because for now where I'm sitting, I believe that it is a game of two halves, necessarily because I realize the type of work that SuperSport has done in the first half.
Yeah.
You know, the type of defensive line, that five at the back with the three sometimes in that midfield, and with the younger boys in the midfield that has the legs to be able to press.
Yeah.
But I also want to hear from you, Sugar. What's your thought on the first half, if you have to analyze the first half of Mamelodi Sundowns against SuperSport United?
You know, the first half was a typical derby first half because you don't want to lose the derby. And SuperSport came in with a very solid plan to minimize the playing areas that Mamelodi Sundowns always exploits. And Emona or Sipadi 1, 2, 3. It's cold beverage. It's Bandai. So in the first half, SuperSport played a very, very a compact game. When I was watching, I could see the young Ndlovu is no longer young anymore, competing, cutting those areas where you normally would see us playing, and that forced your Lebo to go a little bit deeper. It causes Marcelo to go further wide, and then you leave Riva alone in the midfield because they've closed the areas where we want to exploit, and it was so compact that you couldn't even see Shalulile getting the ball freely. You couldn't see Reyners getting the ball freely. The person who touched the ball more often was Ribeiro, because he's comfortable on the ball. He can go in and he can dribble one-on-one. So for the first half, like I said, that it was a very difficult and tense game, because nobody wanted to open up. And it forced us to play too much. We had a lot of passes, but it was passes between Grant, Musa, Lebo just in front, Ronwen. I think Ronwen had so many touches, more than even a lot of infield players in the first half, because there was nowhere to go. So first half was really, really a tight one.
Yeah.
But what I liked is we didn't lose the ball. We kept the ball. And we were patient.
Yeah.
We even though they had kept the block, we kept the ball moving. We kept the ball. Tapelo tried to go past, but you could see that they came prepared for what we could possibly do. So, but the plus is that we kept the ball, and that's our strength. Like you were saying earlier off air, that at Sundowns, possession must be in the favor of Sundowns.
We don't even speak.
We don't even talk about it. So it's something that is normal. So that's the plus. We keep doing what we do. We look at the positive, and what we are known for doing, we keep doing it. So that's the first half.
And also, like within the first half as well, just to interject to what you're saying, I think what's also, because sometimes we don't speak about it enough, like even though other teams are minimizing spaces and chances for us to create goals and be able to score, we also deny them those type of spaces, because then when you play against a team that has a low block, rest assured that when they come out, they're going to play in transitional play. And in certain moments they look a little bit scary, because then we've committed so many numbers forward. And when I looked at them, I was like, a set piece is going to be a problem.
Yeah.
But they didn't get so many in the first half for them to be cause a problem.
Yeah.
So, but then I'm thinking to myself, okay, Shab, what is it now that you need to do second half? Because it's frustrating when you play against a team that is playing low block and you're still passing, sideways. You don't probe, and then you look like you're not creating enough chances, but you have the ball so much. So in the second half, Hlompho, you sitting there, you watching the game. What goes on into your mind? What do you see about what is it? What are the changes that you want them to see, especially from the playing? Okay, maybe the personnel, of course, it's always going to be a plus because you have the bench that actually can help you. But what do you think that maybe changed in the second half that we struggled in the first half?
I think is to take them to areas they don't want to go. But the midfielders in Ndlovu and the young
Aye.
What a player!
I'm so impressed about that.
What a player!
Aye.
Wow.
I
still have to watch him
again
and again.
I've watched him twice now.
What a player!
Watch him this season. Watch Aye and Bochenpoel in that Super Sport United midfield.
What a player! Aye.
Watch those two, and they're young. But Aye, okay, let's continue.
Okay, so when I saw Aye, because he's energetic, he's young, and he trusts his energy more. We killed Super Sport with that. It was their strength and their weaknesses as well. Because when you are energetic, you are not scared to go press. And sometimes you unfold too early because you are energetic. So when we push Lebo into a triangle, which is deeper, a little bit deeper into their half, that's where the problem comes in. Because then River is going to be free, alone in the midfield, and he's be able to pass there or receive behind. You know what I mean? So it was easier when we pushed them a little bit back. And Ribeiro in the second half, if you have seen, he was no longer all over. And that pinned the two centre backs plus the young one who was playing Rapo, the left back. The left back was not now is caught up in between two positions, whether to come to Tapelo all the way deep to the centre line. If he comes, then they are playing with three. They're playing with four. So if he doesn't come, Tapelo is free. So now with that line here, Tapelo, Marcelo, Lebo, and who was playing on the left?
It was Reyners.
Then with that line, then it means they must react to that line. And when they react to that line, it means you must be on a straight line. You can't be crooked, because when you're crooked, it means somebody's going to be free. And Sundowns, they want that pass. So I think that's the positive where I believe changed the whole match, where we started playing in their half a little bit more. So with a little bit of patience that we're talking about, if you check Ronwen now, he's no longer passing in the midfield. He's coming towards where there's a space, which is the
deeper line.
The deeper line. So when you bypass the first three, which is that three line of defense, they're going to be short in the midfield. So we managed to bypass this line quickly to go to that where they are short. So it forces the young Aye to go as wide as
then you create that gap in the way. Because I think exactly, because as I was watching as well, because the gap was so narrow in the first half between Ndlovu and Aye. And then Pule will come in, Juga Manjo will come in as well. They had Rapo, they had Mobi, that playing as wing back. They'll come in a little bit. So you end up having a 5 and then a 3
and then 3.
So it becomes very difficult then, because even when you go out wide, you still have 2v1. When you come into the midfield, just shift a little bit, there's a 2v1. So it was always a little bit of a problem. But now when you have a 6 and 2 8s or a 6 and 2 10s playing in those half spaces to be able, and not just half spaces to play the ball back, half spaces to be able to 10. I think now when it stretches, the two center midfielder that they had, because they were playing with 2, once it stretches in Ndlovu and Aye, you can find you can go down the line, you can find your striker, you can find Ribeiro, you can find whoever that you want to find and I think also like the challenge that Sundowns had in the first half was failing to commit Tyson, Akon and Sanako, in a sense that we're not playing in half spaces for them to overstep into to try and press. They were forever in the same line. The same line is very safe. So now you force them to step in, but break a line. So when they break a line, it's just a one touch, you go. So it comes back to the goal that we scored. You look at the goal that Ribeiro scored. Of course, the changes which are very, very important. Come in Mshishi, come in Mudiba, come in Tesh. give us a little bit of fresh legs, different dynamic in terms of how they play.
Yeah.
We know we really can't speak about how Mshishi plays. Everybody knows. We know the importance of Mshishi. We know the spaces.
For now, let me just say, we just need to enjoy Mshishi while
he's still playing, guys.
football.
Thank you very much.
There will be a day where Mshishi is no longer be playing football, and we'll be looking back. We'll be like, guys,
did we appreciate him enough?
I don't think. Yeah. I don't think so. What a player.
No. Now, Mudiba now that has been mostly converted now into an inverted now in this season, the couple of games that he has played. He plays a pass that we never had in the first half.
Yeah.
That penetrative pass.
To
Ribeiro. So now you play that pass, you're able to score a goal from Ribeiro, very comfortable goal, because you want him to pin there.
Yeah.
You want him to dribble there, not here.
Not here. That's why the first half.
Yeah.
That's where the problem was.
Yes.
Where he doesn't get the service there where he's supposed to be as a 10.
Yeah.
Now he wants to come and
Frustration
establish
comes,
the play. You can establish the play, and it goes back to how we set up.
Yeah.
Lebo, Marcelo. When Marcelo goes a little bit wider, then it doesn't give us that fluidity in comes to the third line now.
Yeah.
So I think with that being said, when Aubrey came, he operated in that half space.
In the half space.
And did you see how the body was?
Yeah.
He could easily see the goals and where the passer was coming from.
Yeah.
So it's easier that when you receive, you already into business.
That's what I'm saying, that you can't be in that half space to play the ball back.
No.
Then you're wasting the space.
Yeah, because it will be easier for the two midfielders to come and even recover.
So just shift to pasa bolo morale, we go back again, we reset, we shift. But if you position yourself in a half space, that's why they call it half space. Position yourself in a sense that if the pass comes, I can just let the ball run, or with my touch, I'm already open to see my winger, to see my striker, to see the goal where I need to score. Because we over elaborate sometimes when we speak of football. We're saying half space. But what is half space? What's the reason for you to get into half space if you're gonna play the ball back? Yeah. There's no point.
You need that half time.
And I think we spoke about it off air. We spoke about the challenges that Mamelodi Sundowns had in the first half.
Yeah.
Not running away from the solid performance that SuperSport put in the first half. We'll forever credit that, because that was a good job that they've done.
Yeah.
But the problem was now when Allende,
Lebo, River.
They were on the same line. They were on the same line. So in the same line, now one pass, one interception,
it's gonna
bypass three of you guys.
We had that when Undlovu, he cut one ball that was going directly to Lewa, and he cut it and he went through.
It nearly looked
It
dangerous.
nearly looked dangerous because then the moment he cuts it, the whole midfield is eliminated, and you've got now the fullbacks are both wide, because we've got the ball and we need the width. So when he cuts it in the middle, he eliminates midfield and the both. Then you have the two centre backs alone, and then now it's recovery. Now we are chasing,
and with that ball, she was right. And with that ball, so now what happens is after they cut that ball, now the fear kicked in. They started getting closer and closer. We didn't force the eights to get into half spaces.
No.
Because the thing is, like, Riva is very comfortable in the ball. You need to trust Riva that is comfortable in the ball.
And you can't go and help him.
No. Don't go and help him. Right?
He'll
give him the space.
Give him the space. Now, when you have Riva that is on the ball, very comfortable on the ball, as an 8, I get into the right position.
Go deeper.
Go deeper. Go deeper in the line. And at times, I remember. I think I was telling Percy one day when he started coming into the club, because he wanted to play as a 10. I said to him, sometimes you need to be smart. When we're in position of the ball, we're building up from the back. For a 6 not to defend, for a 6 not to go with you, go be a striker.
First.
Wait there.
That is the starting point.
When you go as a striker, yes, South Africa. When you go as a striker, one of the centre backs takes you. I get my South African striker go on strike. One of the centre backs takes you.
Must take you.
Or more number 6 push.
Yeah. Kinalie.
Once the number 6 push, you slowly walk into this half space. So now when the ball has been played, because in South Africa we ball watchers, even myself, I was caught in ball watching most of my career. When you just wait for the Hlompho Kekana
Kekana Mall.
Center Pega Gasolatele, because that's an unfamiliar area that they
I
don't want to go
can
into.
go break a
The
line.
Monza line.
Exactly, but you look at the second half. That's what Robert did. That's what Mshishi did. Of course, you needed Tesh to give you that
break in the line.
because it breaks.
Yeah,
that line.
it goes. Huh?
And I think also like with the chances that we created, I think second half they were much better.
Yeah.
And I also could hear post the game the coach how impressed he was, especially in the second half.
Yeah.
And for me, I don't know about you guys. For me, I started seeing the glimpse of us.
The Sundowns.
The Sundowns, especially in the second half.
And you want to play that game when Atiko, where you play with a lot of conviction in everything that you do.
Yeah.
If I want to pass Mr. Nkonya there, it must be clear that I want to pass Mr. Nkonya.
Yeah.
And there must be a lot of freedom in how we approach matches.
Yeah.
And when I saw the second half, I was like, this is Sundowns.
Yeah.
Where a lot of freedom and I can move from here to here within that structure.
Within the structure.
I'm still allowed.
Yeah.
I think the instructions were clear to see how the players express themselves. Because when we scored the goal, Themba came all the way from the left back, touched, and then
he
he
touched
went
it twice. Then he made that run inside the box. He received it. You know, he was involved in those.
Isn't that freedom that we're talking about?
Yeah.
Players need that. You have that kind of freedom, and it will help us in this season where everybody knows how we played and how we started. Once we break the ice of not being rigid in the structure, I promise you, we will be looking like a very, very, very dangerous team, as we have been.
Yeah.
Because that goal, that's the Sundowns goal over these past years, where we know that Themba will do
break the line
back in 45. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So those are the moments that we need to strive on when I'm this. And it goes back to what you were saying. I still need to go tap into the moments that I know Modise, when he's there, he will be able to find me. You know, I can't help him because I know
I'm bringing an opponent there, and then
what are the benefits of me going there than receiving here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So all those moments we need to tap into them. And it's matches like Super Sport where they will remind us how good we are, because the resistance yesterday, we will take it for granted those guys worked.
Yeah, they worked.
Especially that young boy that I told you about, the 25. What? Oh,
such a player.
What a player.
Such a player.
And he's skinny like this. I was like, what, this boy? He's got double engines. Confidence on the ball, and he's breaking the line. I was like, okay, this boy, he's going places. If he can be this level-headed the whole season, I think we're going to see a lot of things coming from him. Of course, he plays with the level of Themba, which is assistant campaign dance. There and there, like I said, it will be the strength and the downfall, because I can wholly young, certain moments where even if it's our calculation.
It's a short winter blanket.
That's true.
It's a short winter blanket.
Maybe sometimes it is.
You can't have the cake and eat it.
No, it's my birthday. I can eat it.
Sometimes it is. And it's just to come back to before enclosure. Sugar. We're playing. It's a Tuesday game, first game of the season. We off season we went on to do activations to encourage fans to sign and be having membership cards for Sundowns. We encourage fans to come to the stadium. And we saw them Mabani in numbers. That's what I want to find from Sugar. Sugar, what's your, because that's your space. So what's your impression or what's your assessment in the attendance at the game against SuperSport?
Yeah, you know, the attendance, the first league game, it's a lot of people came, but there's more that were still waiting because of what we went through the beginning. People were still a little bit reluctant, but the build-up from the Champions League game to the first league game, now it sends a stronger message to say, if you stay home, we are enjoying.
Missing out.
We are missing out. I was in the stands on Saturday, and I could see how difficult it is to be singing at the same time watching the game. I found myself missing the rhythm, but it was so nice because I could feel that people are excited to have the league back. And on Saturday we didn't have as much as we would have wanted, but come Tuesday more people came. So there's a build-up and a growth in terms of numbers, people coming into the stadium. We're looking forward to seeing more people coming because the work that is done in the field
Yeah.
sends a strong message to the people outside the field to come and watch.
Yeah.
And the more we have such great performances, and also you could hear the crowd when
We scored.
even before we scored,
Yeah.
when they announced Themba it was 3 subs. He was the last one to enter,
Yeah.
and you could see the energy that was resonating around the whole stadium.
Yeah.
Supporters were chanting,
Yeah.
supporters were singing, and immediately you could see even the effort from the players that were already in the field. You would easily think that they've been playing throughout the whole game, but the energy that was brought by the supporters, the shouts, the whistles, it gave an energy. Within a few seconds, the ball is in the back of the net because of the energy that was united in terms of finding the result that we're looking for. So the supporters are now coming in back to the stadium, and we're looking forward to seeing more and more
I think
in the upcoming games.
All right, when Sugar. I think it's about time Mamelodi Sundowns fans take pride on their team, and I say take pride because they are the most successful team in Africa in terms of winning the league and winning the trophies and everything. And it's about time where supporters realize that, then come to the stadium and celebrate what they've built, because it's not a 1 year project. This has been happening, and when I see other teams doing better than us in terms of supporters, I get so jealous. And it's not like we don't have supporters. We have so many supporters. You know, we always have a laugh about when we first win our first league in Loftus. When we so you know, but we didn't know the amount of supporters that we had until that day. We realized, okay, these people, they can come and fill the stadium like this. I don't know the numbers in terms of the capacity.
Never 57, Maranoki na 157. Yeah, no.
So I'm saying this because I see the new team, Manchester City. Over the years, we know over Pawaki, the Manchester United. Even though Manchester United hasn't done anything in the last 20 years,
but the fans are still
going to the stadium. But then Manchester City did something very, very nice. You say, no, we're winning trophies. We're going to go and celebrate in the stadium. Watching our team win. Because the team is winning. So why don't you go and celebrate the winning? You know what I mean?
And I think also, Hlompho, we spoke about it a couple of episodes back, speaking about the importance of the fans this season.
We're going to need them.
I feel like especially
we're going to need
them,
Modise.
You know,
more than ever.
It's going to be very, very tough. This season is going to be not even tough, it's going to be very difficult. And the importance in coming into the stadium, the importance of Shapa's Kupusel, it's going to be very, very key. It might be the thing that we need to push us to, you know, jump over the line when things are being difficult. And we don't just want them when we're playing Mbabane.
No.
Or we're playing Super Sport.
Any match.
We need them in every, especially home games, right? That's where we need to really we've been dominating for the last 2 years in home matches. So I strongly believe that, you know, going into the second leg of Mbabane, you know, that's a prep for. We know next week. Like we know the game that is coming next week. But for now, I think just continue with the rhythm that we've been crying for, that we've been hoping for, especially against Mbabane. Of course, it's not going to be easy playing against teams. And players also that wants to impress, that want to showcase themselves. And I think a job well done from the coaches and the technical staff as well, just to bring the confidence back within the players. I went into the dressing room after the game against Supersport, Mbabane. I'm a person of energy, so I just walked in just to feel the energy, right? And when that energy tells me so much, you don't have to say anything. I can just see you. That's why sometimes even when I work at Go Spanning, like I go to the ground. I want to look at the teams when they sing, they come out. I can tell who's confident, who's not. So I walked into the dressing room and I could see. I just wanted to feel the energy, and I loved what I see. And then my biggest concern was Umshish. But I don't think I was mindful of it until it happened. So I dressing room, I'm just chilling, greeting all the guys, having banter with all the guys, and then Umshishi comes through. I think he was explaining something to somebody. So you know Umshishi always one guara and all that stuff. And then I was like, okay, now I can go home. The reason was there's a big talk right? I think it comes down to this, and I just want us to because we can't ignore this elephant in the room. There's a big talk. She's starting on the bench and this and this, and she does well for the national team. Is there an issue? Why, wara? And we know that he came onto the game, he changed the game, and that's why I didn't get to him, just to see if I can, if the Mshishi that I know is the same person, and I realized that he is. And I just want you to touch on it, Hlompho, from a captain point of view.
Yeah,
he's a captain of the team. We know the importance of being a captain of Mamelodi Sundowns.
Yeah.
You know it better. And now, with all the talks, if I'm Mshishi right now to you, what would you say to me?
If Kele a captain or a coach?
You're the captain of the team.
Okay.
Because there's a difference between the coach and the captain.
Yeah.
We always approach things a little bit differently. Now I'm saying, now you're my captain.
Yeah.
You're my teammate.
Yeah.
And then you're one of the senior players in the team.
Yeah.
You've done that so many times, so it's not about me right now. It's about Mshishi. What
Yeah.
would you say to me right now with all the noise that is happening?
Yeah.
What would you say to me?
I think it's to stop all the noise by making sure that you remain focused to the team, because you have been having this responsibility of making the team play, leading the team, and making sure you win the team football matches for us. So that's the only thing that he must focus on, and he has been doing that. Let's be honest. It's just that he needs a backing. As a leader of the team, you need backing.
Of course.
It can't be only the players that he leads. It will be everyone in the team. Myself, you, everybody, the coaches. They need to step in and make sure that they give him that support.
Yeah.
Because the streets are talking.
Yeah.
And it's very easy when to get distracted when you are there and you are alone. Being a leader, everybody thinks you're okay.
It's a lonely place, eh?
Yeah, very long.
And you have to take everything that is coming and block it, because you don't want to show the younger ones that
There's pressure.
There's pressure that is coming. You have to shield every pressure possible and make sure that every body in that ship is going to one direction. So Themba, in as much as he's that solid boy, a strong boy, he needs us to make sure that he remains that focused.
Yeah.
Because there's been a lot of talks, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately.
When you get to that age, unfortunately, people look at you as if you're walking on the wheelchair.
Yeah.
Yeah, they think that you can't.
Yeah,
They disregard the talent. They look at the age.
Yeah.
And for me, I still say
It's always a problem in South African football.
It's sad
You
to
get to a certain age,
sad to see.
nobody
All of a
cares how you
sudden
play.
you're old.
No.
The first thing that they say, Hlompho Kekana, 34-year-old.
yeah. They don't talk about the quality that I
Nobody
play.
cares about your quality anymore. They look at
Nada.
the age.
And it's sad. And I realize that it's only happening here in South Africa because of the insecurities
Yes.
of the things that we bring to the table. So some players are just too good.
Yeah.
Some players are just too important to the club. And some players are just too important to the group. Remember when we had Jojo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy was so important for the group.
Is he?
Yeah.
You know why? Because he brought the team together.
We need to actually do the Legends podcast.
you had Jojo.
Love Jojo. I love Jojo.
So when we talk about the team, we unfortunately don't talk about one person.
Yeah.
There's so many people that hold that thing, and you'll never see them. They
Yeah.
are behind the scene.
I like what you said, Skipper. When you said as much as Mshishi is the captain of the club, but he needs this player to back him up.
Yeah.
And when you look at our team, you
Yeah,
had
captain.
when you were not playing, you would also be frustrated. Why are they not playing me?
Yeah.
Yet you knew that the ones that are in the field are the ones that will get the job
business
done.
for us, yeah.
So that when I come in the last 5 minutes, last 10 minutes, I just finish off the job.
Yeah.
And I liked what I saw in Mshishi yesterday. The goal of Ribeiro.
He let it go.
He would have easily touched it.
Even
And
I
it would
give
have been
to
his
like
goal.
captain,
But he's a
Zwane.
captain. He's a leader. Instead of him thinking about, okay, let me score so that the coach can see that I scored, or the supporters can now come down. No, he lets it go because he's a captain.
Yeah.
You know, I
He's
like-
thinking about the club
I was
and
telling
the
you this,
emotions of
He's a human,
Ribeiro
yeah.
before himself. He's a selfless guy. Remember, there was a time, I think it's in the past season, where we were playing, I think it was with that, and when we were leading, he goes goes to the coach and says, take me out and put a defender.
Yeah.
He's a captain. He leads before he thinks about himself. He thinks about the badge and everybody in his army. And that's where now, where what you say that he needs, he might not say it himself, but he needs everyone so that he can remain the Mshishi that we know.
So that he can just perform.
He needed 5 minutes or
because
10
he's
3
that
minutes.
person when I write sugar, where he doesn't say things in words.
No.
Yeah,
The performance
sure.
yesterday.
Energy ya Modise.
The energy.
Energy.
Gonna fortune teller when.
Something, you know.
Yeah.
What my departing words is, fortunately enough, when I signed for Miami Sundowns, we signed at the same day as Mshishi. I never knew
Who Mshishi
will become what he is. But the first day of training session, we knew.
Really?
Who there's somebody.
Yeah.
We just saw.
I got it.
Yeah. The first training session, it was a problem already. So my thing is, at times, because I like to believe that at some point in my life as a footballer, I was in Mshishi's position. At times, when you have a strong character, you have a strong personality, you're obsessed about the game, and you play so well, and you're the leader, you're very influential. Nobody checks up on you.
Yeah.
People think that you're okay. You know, and we all know how emotional Mshishi is. We know how emotional Mshishi is. And my departing words to Mshishi is to the coaching staff and to the team, to everybody else. Mshishi is going to be so important, just like everybody else
this season.
And it's important that how he's being managed right now. I think the coach is doing a brilliant job. We just want to put it out there. Coach is doing a brilliant job, but the talks are never going to stop. And at least those talks are positive talks because everybody wants to see Mshishi playing. To Mshishi is, you're so important as you were all these years. We have a bigger responsibility this season, and the objectives haven't shifted. The goalpost is still there.
Yeah.
We still have to dominate. We still have to win games. We still have to prove over and over and over again how good we are. And then since you're the leader of this group, lead us again. And we believe in you, and we know that you're going to lead us again. And please take us to the promised land. The promised land is the Champions League final and win it.
Oh yeah.
With those words,
Mamelodi
Sandawana. This was another episode of the Pitchside podcast with my chance, the skipper.
Yes, my
and Muruti on the other side.
in the words of Kamabilia, I will pay my lesson to come watch Themba.
Thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment on the show. Till next time, Masandawana. Kabuyelo.